We hear it all the time. The IT job market is getting fiercer, and you need to upskill to stay relevant. But let's be honest, not all certifications are created equal. Some are basically a golden ticket to a bigger salary, while others are just expensive lines on a resume. So, which ones are actually worth the time and money as we head into 2026?
That is the $1 million question, isn't it? Or in some cases, the $70,000 question. It's really split into a few key battlegrounds now.
Okay, so let's start with the first one. The blueprint mentions that cybersecurity threats are basically a daily headline now. This is pushing one certification to the top, the CISP. It's being called the crown for security experts and can lead to salaries north of $71,000. On the flip side, for infrastructure, Huawei's HCIE is the dominant force, but it requires a grueling offline lab exam.
Right, and it's fascinating because these two represent completely different kinds of power. The CISSP is your global management passport. It tells the board you understand risk, policy, and strategy. It's how you get the chief information security officer job. But the HCIE, that's pure technical muscle. That certification says you can walk into a data center and actually build and defend the core infrastructure that runs massive projects.
A management passport versus technical muscle? I like that.
And the real tell is the barrier to entry. For the HCIE, you can't just memorize a textbook. You have to physically show up at a designated testing center and prove you can build a functional network under pressure. It's the industry's way of filtering out the paper experts from the people who can actually do the job when things are on fire.
So we have the security gatekeepers and the infrastructure builders. But what about the people making sense of the mountains of data these systems produce? That seems to lead us to what's being called the golden triangle.
Exactly. This is where it gets interesting for people who aren't deep in the weeds of network hardware.
The CDA, or Data Analyst Certification, is now being mentioned in the same breath as the CPA for accountants. It's become a universal skill, and at the same time, the CAIE for AI engineers is exploding, offering a low-cost remote exam that can boost your interview success rate by almost 50%.
I absolutely love the CAIE's approach. You can get started for about $29. It's effectively democratizing the entry point to the hottest field in tech. It means someone working in, say, digital marketing can get a foothold in AI operations without needing to go back for a 4-year computer science degree. It's like the Duolingo of AI, accessible, recognized, and incredibly effective at just getting your foot in the door.
That makes so much sense. So it's not about becoming a PhD level researcher overnight.
Not at all. There's a clear pattern here for 2026. The market isn't just about coding anymore. It's about interpreting. Whether it's data with a CDA or AI models with a CAIE, the biggest rewards are going to the people who can translate machine output into actual business value.
Right. It's one thing to have the data and the AI, but someone has to actually lead the team to get the project finished on time and on budget. That brings us to the final and maybe most versatile piece of the puzzle.
Ah, the classic mid-career power move.
Exactly. The PMP, Project Management Professional. In this new climate of cost reduction, something like 70% of big companies are now demanding this certification for management roles. It's become the go-to bridge for tech workers wanting to move into leadership, and it often comes with a 30% pay bump.
Well, it's because those brilliant engineers eventually hit a ceiling. They realize that to get to the next level, they need to master the business of projects, not just the tech of projects. Your director doesn't just care about your elegant code. They care if you can deliver on time and under budget. The PMP is the credential that proves you speak that language.
So, from security and infrastructure to AI and management, the roadmap for 2026 seems pretty clear. Let's wrap up with the key takeaways for anyone planning their next move.
For sure. If I had to boil it down, it would be four main points. First, you've got the security premium. CISPA is still the top dog for a massive salary boost, and it's practically mandatory for getting into those C-suite security roles. Second is AI accessibility. The CAIE certification has made it ridiculously easy and cheap to get into the AI field, and it has a proven track record of getting your resume noticed.
Got it. What are the other two?
Third is the ecosystem lock-in. For anyone in hardware or cloud, a cert like Huawei's HCIE is a high-cost but high-reward investment. It's expensive, but it's the key that unlocks the biggest enterprise projects. And finally, there's the management multiplier. The PMP is the most versatile salary booster for any technical professional. In this economy, 70% of big companies are using it as the main filter to find their next leaders.